Discretion is advised.
If you feeling like a pimp, niggas gon' pimp.
Awesome sauce. Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. This is Awesome Sauce Radio, proudly brought to you by the mentally undeveloped Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, insane in the membrane, blind Adam Wonders, the comic pimp. I hope you're having an abundant, blessed, and amazing Thursday night. Getting ready on the weekend. It's October already. Can't believe that's happening. But before we bring in my man in the chair, my partner in crime, and before we get to the heart of the matter, I'd like to thank Exotica Expo. Exotica Expo is now, what's today, the 3rd? We're now 23 days away. It's October 25th, 26th, and 27th. And there's going to be porn stars, and seminars, photo ops, meet and greets, ladies getting free on Friday. Stormy Daniels is going to be there according to their guest list. You got, chatterbait and blowjobs and hand jobs and beer and marijuana and more porn stars at the Exotica Expo, New Jersey Convention Center, October 25th, 26th, and 27th. I will be there that Friday and Saturday at the Tornado the Movie booth. Maybe for an hour on Sunday, but I do have a birthday party for my best friend. So I have to give her root beer and her M&Ms. I think it's going to rule. But ExoticaExpo.com, tell them what I'm saying. Also, I want to give a huge, huge shout out to the Big Apple Comic Con. Big Apple Comic Con returns to the New Yorker Hotel November 23rd. They have Harold Shakin as one of their guests of honor, which I think is pretty cool. So I may get some Star Wars 1 signed and put them in the Real Bun Adam store at one point. I'm about to get some things launched. But www.bigapplecc.com is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. November 23rd. Also want to give a huge shout out to Michaela Cox. Michaela Cox, she's awesome. She's amazing. Just Google her. Find her on the Chatterbaits, Fansly, OnlyFans, wherever you want to be the master debater. You master debate to Michaela Cox, yo. Yeah. Also want to give a shout out to the Real Omega. The Real Omega, he's a punk. He looks like Speedy Gonzalez, but I love him. And you can always check out Comic Crusaders, www.comiccrusaders.com. Comic Crusaders is one of the greatest sources for comic book and pop culture news. They got all the cool peeps, who all roast at a later date. But speaking of fellow Crusaders, and the man behind Phoenix Throne, as well as one of the other great comic books and novels, which you can find at greater bookstores and on Amazon. We're going to bring in the one, the only, Nemesis, David Howard.
Yo, what's going on, my man?
Not much. It's been a week.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just been one of those interesting weeks. So how have you been since the last time you've been on?
Oh, I've been all right. It's been a pretty good week, all things considered. Had a few things happen today that were, just normal rocky things in life. But all things considered, I'm doing all right. I'm here. I'm breathing. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah, it is, sir.
Last time I checked, it is. So, yeah, I'm good.
Yep. Let's just give a special shout out and our thoughts and prayers go to everyone in North Carolina, Florida. Wow, Mother Nature's kicking everyone's ass this year.
Yeah, no kidding, man. It's like it's been nuts. Plus, out here the heat just keeps going. I mean, it's October and it was 107 today where I live. So
wow, man.
Yeah, fires started back up and everything. So
wow, man, because it's still in the 80s here. Like it has been between it's October 3rd, and it's still between 75 and 80 degrees, which I find interesting.
Yeah. It's this weather shit has got to stop. It's a bunch of BS. So, especially since next week it could be 50 here. You know, California weather is schizophrenic. You know that. You've been out
Yeah, I
here.
know
So.
that, and same thing with here. It can be we could be starting to get frost as of next week if we really want it to, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
I checked like the 10-day, and it's still, so I wanted to see what the weather for my birthday was going to be like next week.
Oh, really? Happy birthday. Mrs. Nim's birthday was yesterday, so yeah.
Nice. Happy birthday, Mrs. Nemesis. Thank you for allowing me to kidnap your husband for an hour to an hour and a half every week.
Yeah. So
Yeah. But
how old are you gonna be, young man? You're gonna be 22? So
22. Let's see. Plus. Don't make me do math. I just say I'm in the 50 plus club now.
all right. Congratulations. Welcome
50,
to the club.
I'll be 50 plus 1.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the same age as Mrs. Nim. So
Yeah, I guess it's. I'm looking at it this like last year. I was all bummed out. I didn't want to hear shit about my birthday. This year, so I think it's a blessing.
yeah.
But I also want to say that what I think I'm going to do for my birthday is I'm going to go to the greatest gentleman's club on God's green earth. It's a place that's heaven here on earth where the ladies are beautiful. They got big titties. Yeah. There's great alcohol there. I think they even have like mozzarella sticks at the strip club. The one, the only. Play the commercial for Flash Dancers.
Hello, darling. Welcome to your new favorite club. You are a hard worker, so you deserve a good place to replenish yourself. Our bartenders will take great care of you, while our sexy ladies help spice up your night. Bring your friends, or make new ones here. Flash Dancers, come join the party.
Nice.
Yeah. Did I give you a Foxy Lady commercial?
In fact, you did.
Because in 2 weeks' time at the Rhode Island Comic Con, where I went to college at Judson Wells University in Providence, Rhode Island, they have an amazing strip club there. Now, I don't know if it's Fridays anymore, because that's what it was back when I was going to college. They may have changed it to Thursdays. From about 7 in the morning to about almost afternoon. Like they have what they call eggs and legs, where you can get yourself an omelet with some hash browns, a full breakfast buffet, and lap dances with your favorite entertainer. They call it Eggs and Legs. The world famous Foxy Lady. When I'm at Rhode Island Comic Con, I will be having breakfast there to relive my college days. Everything that's made me the comic book today, the comic pimp I am today. I would not have Awesome Sauce Radio if I never, ever went to the Foxy Lady back in 2000. So let's play this commercial real quick.
Absolutely.
It's the world famous Legs and Eggs Rock and Roll Breakfast Show every Friday morning with an all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet from 6 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. only at the world famous Foxy Lady Providence.
All right, so I just need to call someone and see how recent that particular commercial is.
That's crazy, man. Why do strip clubs? I mean, I know why, but they always have good food, or a lot of them do, anyway.
There was one club I used to go to in New York that used to have a full menu with dessert.
Wow.
I used to just go there just to get a hot fudge sundae and a dance and then leave. To the point where I was coming in once every other week. It's like they go, "Don't you drink alcohol? You come in here for dessert." They guys, hell, you guys got to make the best hot fudge sundaes.
Nice.
So how are things going in the world of Phoenix Grove?
They're going all right. You know, we finished up our campaign. Everything got sent off to the printers, and I should be getting the books next week. We got our mailers in. We got all of our stickers and everything else back. So we'll be starting to fulfill next week and doing all that. And then the digital version is up and it is being sold online right now. So, and then we're going to be doing some more comic book signings around the LA area, you know, coming up here and the rest of this year. So, yeah, things are going. They're moving along.
Any of you or your crew going to be at the LA Comic Con this weekend?
No, not going to be there. I took the weekend off. Like I said, it was Mrs. Nim's birthday, so we're chilling out. I'm going to be doing some cool stuff. I won't get into details here because this is a family show. So
Yeah. Nice. And I know that your youngest just turned 19 last week too.
yeah. I got one, and then I got another one turning 22 next month. So, and then my son is getting married in December 12th. So we got a bunch of stuff coming up.
Yeah. So my family's like that too right now. Like I have a love-hate relationship with October because between New York Comic Con, Exotica, it's like one, and then this year. So in my family, it's every week in October. It's one birthday after the other.
Yeah, well, that's January in our family. You know, starting in October, but then going through January, it's just like a bunch of birthdays. Like for the longest time, it was just me and my mom in the middle of the summer, and then both of my nephews, my brother's sons, were born right around my birthday. In fact, one of my nephews has his birthday's the day before mine. So, happy birthday to you, Alex. So out there in Texas. But Jason wrote Jason Roisman, I think that's his name. How do you say that? Says, hey, hello there, Adam. It's Jason. Just moved into my new house yesterday. Love it so much. But the sad news, I won't be at Exotica New Jersey this year, but I'll be there next year. And then it says, I'm just spent. So.
All right, Matt. Well, Jason, congratulations on finally getting into the house. And I'll see you next year at Exotica, and I thank you for always tuning in every so often.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just like it's October, it's like my niece, then me, then one of my aunts. Then I have a couple weeks break. Then my sister is in November, and I don't have anything to like basically February. Thank God.
Yeah.
February is just like one right after the other again.
Yeah. The whole family thing's just been crazy for everybody I know. Like my brother was scrambling because my other nephew, Evan, goes to school at Florida State. So he was right there in the middle of that hurricane, so they had to evacuate it. Yeah, he's fine. They got him evacuated, and got him. I think he went to St. Augustine first, and then he ended up coming home for a little bit because the school's closed down. So, yeah. So,
nice,
but
nice.
For a California kid, it was a new experience for him. He's used to earthquakes and fires, not hurricanes.
Yeah. It's like, okay, welcome to the East Coast nature catastrophe every year.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, my other nephew.
It's hurricane tropical storm season on the East Coast.
Yeah, my other nephew Alex goes to Texas Tech, which is right in the middle of Hurricane Alley. So
yeah,
he's dealing with that too. So
yeah, it's that time of year, man. Like I was saying in the pre-show, it's just like it's like the Bible times right now with Mother Nature.
Yeah, no kidding. It was like I found out, we had another earthquake yesterday. It's like, it's been a bunch of small ones, It's like you don't really, what it's like. You don't really pay attention to them after a while. It's just been weird. We had one a couple weeks ago that was literally 2 miles from our house was the epicenter, so we shook pretty good for that one. But it's just been a strange year with all that stuff. So. Oh
yeah, like I said, I think the last major quake I remember in California was like 30 years ago now.
Yeah.
When they had the really, really big one in '94.
Yep. That was the one. Was that the one that took place during the World Series? No, that was another
No,
one.
that was 89.
Yeah,
Remember that? That was over in Oakland,
yeah.
San Francisco, I think.
That one was bad. That one was
Yeah.
really bad. I remember was at swim practice and we were all listening to the World Series because it was the Giants versus A's, I think. So, and like right in the middle of the World Series, it was like it hit. So, and that was, yeah. You know, I don't want to bring us down, but it was one of those things.
This happened to bring us back up.
Yeah.
So, you caught up with the Penguin Man?
I have watched 2 episodes.
Yep, that's it.
Yep. So I've been happy and impressed. So, man, Colin Farrell's killing it. I mean, but everybody's killing it on that show. So,
And I didn't hear his name in the credits. You know, I wouldn't even think that he was in the show.
yeah.
He just between the prosthetics and the character and the way he's portraying the accent.
I speaking of DC, I got the chance to see another movie that just came out from DC as well. So, or another project.
You saw the Joker?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
So,
I want your honest thoughts. What did you think of it?
no spoilers.
All right.
Lady Gaga was very good as Harley. I thought she was underutilized.
I was expecting that to be the case.
Joaquin Phoenix was great again, in my opinion, as Joker. The problem is that the whole movie spent the whole movie undoing the first movie. So,
All right, so my fears are coming to light with it. Okay.
yeah. So, yeah, you know, the musical stuff, yeah, I could take it or leave it. It was all right. I mean, it was entertaining.
It's an excuse that Lady Gaga put on an album because that's I actually am signed up to her online shop
Hmm.
because I'm waiting for her to go back to Vegas to MGM and resume her residency.
Yeah. I actually got free tickets as a movie screener from the studio to go see it. So I schlepped on down and I saw it. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't planning on seeing it. I kind of glad I did because, like I said, I think the direction was great. I think the cinematography was great. I think the acting was great. I just think that, you know, if you were going to do a sequel to Joker, you needed to move the Joker forward. And I don't think they did, unfortunately. So,
And like I said, that was the same thing when I watched the last 2 trailers. I was like, wait a minute. You know, are they going backwards or forwards with this? And then
yeah. Because I honestly believe after watching this movie that if they did an actual Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix going forward as Joker and Harley coming right with him, you know, as Lady Gaga would have been, or Lady Gaga as Harley, it would have been a great movie. Like I said, kudos to Todd Phillips. They did not go girl boss Harley at all. This is total. I don't think this is a spoiler because I think it was obvious, but this is total obsessed fangirl, sick relationship Harley Quinn.
so
So
it's like, oh, gee, Harley Quinn as far as the relationship goes, though.
absolutely, which I dug, you know, because I was like, this is what Harley is. Harley's the kind of character where you look at her, you're like, oh girlfriend, you know, little girl, we got to get you away from all this. You need some help.
I watched some of the OG animated series episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff between Joker and Harley would not fly in today's snowflake, pussy, PC world we live in.
I mean, even like some of the one of the most famous Joker and Harley cartoon, the Mad Love one. I mean, he kicks her out on her booty, you know, at one point. So, you know, it's like he's a full on abusive a-hole. So,
Oh yeah, that one scene where he throws her through the window.
Yeah.
That came out today in 1994 in the comic, and then 1997, maybe
Yeah.
98 in the cartoon. People
And
that
she-
came out today, people would lose their cotton picking mind.
And she apologizes for what she's doing wrong. I mean, she was that classic abused, spouse, girlfriend, whatever. So
Even though the Joker just kept his mouth shut and didn't interfere, but she would have killed Batman.
yeah. So
Which I
But,
feel like the ultimate joke in the Batman love is that she was right.
yep. But I thought that Lady Gaga did a really good job. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen with that. I have not seen her act before. I heard that she was good in like A Star Is Born. Just wasn't my thing. I didn't see that movie,
There we
but
go.
I was impressed. So
I've been a fan of her acting since Sin City: A Dame to Kill For.
I haven't seen that either. I saw the first Sin City. I haven't seen the second one, or
Yeah,
A Game to Kill For.
There
So.
as well, and I also loved what she did in American Horror Story.
Was she was an American Horror Story?
Yeah,
Wow, I guess that. So
so she's a cut, and then I haven't seen the whole movie because I don't have I'm not I detest musicals with every fiber of my being at times,
okay.
but occasionally I do fall weakness. So the clips I've seen from A Star Is Born is actually good.
Well, I'll say this about the music part of this movie. A lot of people hate on it because it's a musical and people don't like musicals. But I will say that the reason the music is in there and the way they use it, it makes sense. So, you can still hate on it, obviously, but I got what they were trying to do with it. So it just, I don't think it was absolutely necessary, but I get it. So.
However, one of my favorite things that ever come out of the Arrowverse was, and I just rewatched it the other night, was the Flash Music Meister episode.
Ah, yeah, that was good.
That's only because you basically got the cast of Glee, but instead of that, they're playing Music Meister, Supergirl, and the Flash.
Although I will say, nothing against that episode, but it doesn't hold a candle to the Batman Brave and the Bold Music Meister episode. So
No, DC's missing out on just making I guess something once a year musical with the Music Meister.
I'll tell you the next time, because there's going to be another. I mean, they already announced it, didn't they? That they're doing a World's Finest movie. James Gunn is doing a Batman Superman movie or something.
Yep.
But they have got to, like, just as a cameo, bring like somebody in, like bring Gilbert Gottfried in as the Condiment King or something, to get his ass kicked, or something like that. He's like on screen for 30 seconds, but they need to use these minor villains, every now and then, or bring in like Killer Moth, but the true sad sack Killer Moth, or something like that. So.
They don't do it. They're using that often because of the rights issues.
Oh, really?
Bring in fucking King Tut.
Do you think anybody bought the rights to Condiment King?
No, they just don't use them.
Yeah.
That's all. DC as a whole just wants people to forget.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest animated things of all time.
Yeah. Although I will say though that I enjoyed the Penguin show. Going back to what this was originally about, I enjoyed it. Yeah, man, I want to see them do more. I'm not like a lot of people. I kind of dug the Batman movie, and I got a lot of shtick for that. My only real complaint about the Batman movie was I wasn't feeling their version of the Riddler at all. I was
started.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of what they did with the Riddler there, just because I'm weaned on Frank Gorshin and Jim Carrey.
Plus,
I one of my favorite Riddler stories, is Hush.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even think it was the Riddler. I thought, if anything, it was closer. I put this in the review I wrote, I thought it was closer to Anarchy from
Yep.
the comics than anything. It was kind of like a mashup between several different ones, but he was kind of closer to Anarchy. But other than that, I mean, there was a lot I liked, and like in this Penguin series, I'm digging that they brought back they brought in Sophia Falcone. You know,
And the actress who's playing her is fucking killing it too.
yeah. I'm watching all this. I'm like, you know, if you play your cards right, you know, especially with what they set up with Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman,
Yep.
you could do a version of The Long Halloween in a movie, in a new Batman movie with
You know what?
with Patterson.
If you think between the Batman and this,
Yeah,
all the source material from those 3 series of books, Long Halloween, Dark Victory, and the Catwoman When in Rome, are all being used.
yeah. You know, the only thing, and I don't think you could find an actress to do this. The only thing is that, you know, in the comics, Sophia Falcone is ginormous. You know,
Yeah.
so you would have to fix that somehow, because no one would believe. Spoiler alert for everybody who hasn't read Long Halloween before. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In the comics, Sophia Falcone is the Hangman, you know, and she killed everybody, and you know, because she's a
I think they're
friggin'
making
beast.
references to that in the show too.
Yeah.
But if you can show the Batman 448, the image that I put in there. Speaking of the Penguin, there's a reason why.
Yeah, hold on, give me a second.
Yep.
I had something
One
else
of my
pulled up.
favorite characters and the MVP of the last 2 episodes.
Ba, 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 ba.
I'm not gonna want McDonald's, dude. I haven't had McDonald's in 3 months.
There we go.
Dun, 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 dun. French
There you go,
fries.
sir. It's up.
Cool. But this is Batman 448. It's part 1 of the story called The Penguin Affair, which ran for this 449 in an issue at Detective Comics that escapes me at the moment. But the reason I'm going to be hunting for these in dollar boxes at the Clifton Comic Con in Clifton, New Jersey next weekend is because I actually think the character Victor in the show is
Mhm.
based on the character Lark, who first appears in this storyline. Lark is basically the Penguin's chauffeur. And basically that's all Victor does is he chauffeurs, you know, Cobb, aka Ozzy, around, does all the things that Ozzy doesn't want to do. But hey, it's a weird kid who stutters. Why? Of course I'd like him. Reminds me
Yeah.
of myself.
As long as they're not doing this as some version of Victor Zsasz, you know, because that's a
I
whole
don't
other
think
thing.
they are.
Yeah.
I thought that too, just because of the name Victor.
hmm
But in the first episode, they go out of a point. They said that the only reason the Penguin took a liking to him is because they were being handicap positive.
What issue? I don't know if you know this, but I'm putting you on the spot.
All right.
What issue of Detective Comics was the first appearance of Victor Zsasz?
Actually, it's not even an issue of Detective Comics. It's Batman Shadow of the Bat #1.
Okay.
You know, which has one of my favorite inserts in a polybag comic ever. And it's basically it came with the blueprints of Arkham Asylum.
Okay. How cool. So I ask you this to ask you that to ask you this. Since it's spooky month, it's October, it's officially
Yep.
Halloween season. How cool would it be to have a Seven type movie, you know, a movie like the movie Seven, where Batman, it's a detective movie with Batman tracking down Victor Zsasz as a serial killer.
That would rule.
Wouldn't it?
If done right.
Yeah.
and Amazon stop. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
You just need someone from the studio right now to do it right.
Yeah. I mean, full on rated R serial killer horror movie in the style of Saw or Seven, and you would need somebody with that creepy charisma of a Kevin Spacey to play Zaz, and then that final confrontation between the Bat and Zaz, and then Gordon taking him away. I could just see it in my head. It would be awesome. So
Yeah, that it would, man. The last time I think I thought they used Zaz,
Time lapse of Cat 4 landfall this
was in the show Gotham.
yeah, that guy was great as Zaz. He's such a creepy looking MFer, man. He's just like.
See, that's the whole thing. Every time the Penguin gets put in a TV show, it's done better than the time before.
Yeah.
I mean, up to Colin Farrell, Robin Lord Taylor was the best live action Penguin.
I agree. Although I have a soft spot in my heart for the classic depiction of Penguin played by Burgess Meredith.
Nothing beats Burgess Meredith, man. They even did an Easter egg for Burgess Meredith in the first episode of the Penguin.
Yeah. Yeah, with the was it the restaurant Burgess?
Jewelry store. It was Burgess Jewels, I think is what they called it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a little silly. I get it, but still, it was cool. I mean, I
don't think the '60s Batman TV show with Adam West and Burt Ward gets enough love.
Yeah. What do you? Go ahead.
You first, sir.
No, I was gonna say, what do you think of the Danny DeVito one?
It's weird.
It is. Well, it's It's Tim Burton. So
yeah. To be honest, all four of the Batman movies, I say from top to bottom, my favorite's Batman Forever, followed by Batman with Jack Nicholson, then Batman and Robin, and then I'm not the biggest fan of Batman Returns.
Okay.
It's a Christmas movie, and we have way too many fucking Christmas movies. It's not Christmas. I'll say it right now. Why can't they ever make a holiday movie and just say, make a really good Hanukkah movie? But that's another podcast. We'll table that until like the first show after Thanksgiving, so I can rant. I need a full hour just to rant about that.
Well, we could shoehorn the long Halloween and make it the long Hanukkah over 8 days, and it's the Hanukkah Hangman. Sophia Falcone is the Hanukkah Hangman. Sorry if I offended anyone of the Jewish faith out there. So.
This is all in good fun. Don't be sending me any hate now. And then it was just. I mean, even for a Batman movie, it's probably the most violent out of all four of them from that era.
From that era?
Yeah. The Tim Burton, Joe Schumacher Batman film era. It's definitely the most violent.
Yeah.
I do love Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman.
I do too. I mean, lately I've started to see some people give some hate on Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. I'm just like, it's a different kind of Catwoman than others, but I still dig it, preferably, I still think Julie Newmar is the best on-screen Catwoman of all time. So, but
I think Julie's awesome.
Yeah.
She's also a sweetheart. And I think out of everyone from the main Batman cast of heroes and villains, I think it's just her and Burt Ward that are still really kicking around at this point.
Yeah. What's crazy is I saw somebody on a podcast I watched the other day, and I actually got to ask him a couple questions that I would never think that I would ever be able to interact with. Butch Patrick from the Munsters, who played Eddie Munster.
He's awesome. He actually... I have a friend who owns a Munsters hearse. And it's actually it's one of the hearses done the show. And Butch does the fucking convention circuit up here on the East Coast with him all over the place.
He was cool as hell, man. So, yeah.
Like I said, one of the coolest things I ever got to experience, and unfortunately I had severe Bell's palsy at this one East Coast Comic Con back in 2019. But after the con, it was me, my best friend Tom, our business partner Johnny, and we had a few other people with us, and Butch. We all went out to dinner together. And just listening to Butch tell stories behind the scenes stuff was just amazing.
Yeah, it was great. I'll tell you, just as a side, and then we can move on. But in my head canon, Eddie Munster hooked up with Wednesday Addams. They got married and had kids. So that's what I'm thinking. So there it is.
I can be with that. But no Wednesday dance though.
No.
Dance.
Hey, all right. We're not going down that rabbit hole, but
definitely. What else did I get? What else did I put on my? You know what? Just let's show off the Project Pegasus art.
Yeah, me and the missus like Wednesday though, so I'm just gonna say that.
You know, it's a fun show. That's all I can think about when I was watching Beetlejuice, but that's another story.
Well, plus, I'm into goth girls, so I'm just gonna put that right there.
But this is Project Pegasus will be making its comeback.
All right, there we go.
All right, this is the art done by my friend Eric Hurd, and this will be an 11 by 17 print, which will be at the Portland of the Movie booth the weekend of Exotica. Don't know how many of them I'm going to print up yet because I haven't had a chance to go get my stuff printed yet, which I'll do next week. Because I've been meta's bitch all week. So, but that's another story. And the scene has been shot, and I should have it up on Minidids sometime by the week in New York Comic Con, hopefully. So everything has been up, and I think there will be a press release going out sometime soon. I love working with the meta classes, and they've just been taking up a lot of time. I also had another experimental surgery go down the tubes this week, so I need some time to mentally recover from that as well. But this is the artwork. This will be an 11 by 17 print.
Cool.
I may even put a few of these up as a reward on the GoFundMe, which will be updated as of the next week as well. To everyone who's donated to the GoFundMe, thank you. I'm $100 funded, $700 to go, and I will have updates towards the GoFundMe as of next week. That's how I'm going to be playing that.
Nice.
So basically, learned a lot with this crowdfunding. That's and I'll just try again. Just do some research on how to get better results next time around.
Yeah, crowdfunding is always difficult. I don't know. I've done some. I think the biggest thing is it's reach and advertising and just getting it out to the largest amount of people at one time. So
yeah, like I said, and then I had 2 or 3 people like the link on Twitter or X, and then they messaged me. I was like, "Hey, do you have an expert?" And then I was like, "No, I don't." And they're like, "Well, for this amount of money, we can hook you up with an expert." And I'm like, "Fuck you."
There's always that.
Yeah, I was like, "No thanks."
There are so many scams out there too, man.
I wanted to get scammed. I wanted to get scammed. I'd find something better to do it with. Thank you. Are you a fan of the Warriors?
I have never seen that movie at all. So
just basically, and this comes from AVN, the Adult Video Network, Media Network. Great organization. Yeah. They give out all the adult entertainment news. And basically, Girls Way, helmed by Bree Mills. Bree's a good friend of mine, a good friend of the show. You can check my interviews out with her over the years in the back catalog. And basically, they've done a all-girl parody of the Warriors called Come Out and Play, or Come Out to Play.
I'm sure. I was waiting for that line. So
Yep, Come Out to Play. And it's basically two female gangs who, are rivals. And instead of fighting, they go, thank you, man. They fucking suck. Instead of differences that way.
I can only imagine. So,
Yeah, so I think it's up on whenever you get your adult entertainment. I think it may have even dropped today. I'd like to thank Brian over at PSGR PR for the news story as well. This is just a better way of presenting it. So thank you to Brian over at PSG PR as well as AVN Media Network. And Girls Way does amazing stuff. They've been around for 10 years now. They have an amazing, if you're in the girl on girl stuff, they have an amazing catalog. I highly recommend it. If you're in the girl on girl adult entertainment, whatever your fantasy may be, they are the one of the best forms of adult entertainment you can watch with your significant other and enjoy it. They have a taste at every level. Girls Way. I'm gonna check out this because I'm a fan of Warriors, and I want to see come out to play. Yeah. Starring the beautiful Anna Fox.
very cool.
Uh,
Man, the adult videos are killing it, the parodies, man. So,
what? This is what I love about it. Their parodies, whether it's this Warriors, whether it's some Axel Braun's comic book stuff. There was and I think it may have been done by my friend Will Wild over at Sitcoms. Will Ryder, actually, over at Sitcoms. He did a Grease parody, which was amazing.
really? Wow.
Yeah. There was someone who did a Wizard of Oz porn parody, which I watched on YouTube with just had the plot in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like it could have given the old school original Wizard of Oz a run for its money.
Wow. Man, I remember back in the day, we rented one back when you had to go and rent one from the store.
I
Bring it
go in
home.
the back room,
Yeah.
the velvet rope and the door.
And it was hilarious, but it's called the Cocketeer after the Rocketeer, man.
That's awesome. I may have to seek that. I didn't even know they did one of that.
Yeah. It was like a long time ago. We're talking like,
Because isn't the original Rocketeer movie like 90, 91-ish?
yeah, I'm talking this one. I don't know when it was made, but this was in the 90s that we ended up watching this thing. So, yeah.
But they've come a long way, and like I said, some of these parodies, for example, Axel Braun stuff, and anyone who watches this show know that Axel Braun is my boy.
Yeah.
Look what he did with Spider-Gwen. Look at his Harley Quinn, played by Cleo Valentine in the Suicide Squad. Axel Braun did a porn parody version of Star Wars: New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi.
Wow.
And they all look amazing. They all look like the real movie. And just some of the dialogue that of course, Axel Braun did. So you get these these jokes. I think there's one thing with Princess Leia's like, she's like, just kill me or something, and like Darth Vader was like, no, my princess, I have a fate worse than death in store for you.
All right. Every time I think of Star Wars and porn, I can't get past Zack and Miri. So.
Yeah, I can see that. Because that was some of the best jokes in the movie.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't think I could say it, but what's that guy's name?
I think it was Seth Rogen.
No. The guy who came up with the Revenge of the Sith parody title.
Oh, that was the black comedian they cast in that. Who's
Yeah,
Dave
I can never
Chappelle?
remember. I can never remember his name.
Same
He's
here. I know who
hilarious.
you're talking about because he's in every separate him and the Indian dude.
Yeah, he's
are-
hilarious.
They're all three of those guys.
I tell you what. I tell you.
You, suck you, suck cock. I get video camera and watch everything you do. Scratch your balls, scratch your nuts, and you know and I just love how that joke actually gets used later in the movie.
Yeah, I tell you, I love that movie, man. Oh God, that was a great movie.
That's why I'm disappointed because the 1 year I actually got extra copies of the DVD of Zack and Miri to get signed at Exotica.
Hmm.
I don't see Katie Morgan on the guest list for the first time in like 10 to 15 years.
I think that movie just gets crapped on because Kevin Smith, I don't know what was going on, but he had 0 F's to give and just said, look, if I'm doing Zack and Miri makes a porno, then we're just going to pull out all the stops and just do it, so. And
Actually, my ever favorite character in the whole movie is the character of the gay guy that Justin Long plays.
yeah, Randy St. James, man. He's
Yeah,
awesome.
He actually makes a cameo in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot,
Yeah,
playing the lawyer.
that character is awesome. Like the scene he makes at the high school reunion is great.
It's so amazing.
And the voice he does, he's got such a butch man voice in that one. He's like, yeah, I'm an actor in Hollywood.
It's just amazing.
What, like Glengarry Glen Ross? More like Glenn does Ross, but okay.
Yeah, hang on. Yo. Yeah, what's up? Yes, sir.
Y'all good?
Yeah. My dad said when the podcast ends, just I wonder what that's all about.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, this that time of year where we got like 90 things going on.
Yeah. So yeah, I love that movie. That movie is fantastic. But Brandon Roth is hilarious in that movie too. So
Yep.
That movie's got a lot of great actors in it. So.
Yeah, and Justin Long is in Kevin's new movie, the 4:30 movie. Which I
Oh, is he?
Yeah. But you know how Kevin likes to recast all his friends in a lot of the same movies, so. Hey, Poochie, you okay over there, buddy?
Oh, she's excited because my wife just got home. So.
All right, cool. What do I have next on the docket?
She's excited.
We have a picture of you, and then we also have the Spider-Man voting PSA. So.
All right, well, I got my mail-in voting registration today.
All right.
And, since I'm getting reminded to vote every other day, I just want to see if the comic book industry ever put out some type of PSA video.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remembered back in the early 90s when Wayne DeVista would put out all the old Marvel cartoons on VHS tapes when they were doing random episodes of the 60s and Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it being a Spider-Man PSA. And this is the weirdest thing. It didn't age well, so let's play it.
All right, here we go.
This really did not age well at all.
If you think superheroes like me can fight all your battles for you, think again. Voting for your local, state, and federal representative lets you choose who's on your side in all the issues we face today. From the little ones to the really big ones, too. But before you can vote, you need to register, so do it now. For registration forms or information on how to register, visit your local participating video store. Have a voice in your future. Register. And vote. And tell them Spider-Man sent you.
I told you it's fucking weird.
It's whack, man.
Oh, I know, and
That's
like I said when it was playing, I was like, what? Even today, I'm like, what's a video store?
If they really wanted to do one now, it's very simple. You just give Chris Evans some money, put America's ass back in that suit,
Yeah.
and have him come out and be like, I'm Captain America.
I'm surprised that they didn't have him do it when he was under contract.
Yeah.
You know, because when they did the PSA in the Spider-Man, whatever they subtitled the first one, Homecoming, I think it was. Yes, the first one with Tom Holland was Homecoming. Then
Right.
And then No Way Home.
Right.
They could have. That came out in 2016, so they could have done it then.
Yeah. I mean, they did all the other PSAs, like the old ones that he was doing, and like watching a PE class and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
that would have been perfect. So
Yeah, I just thought that you know, this is one of those PSAs that did not age very, very well. And I think one of these days I might just do a full hour-long podcast just critiquing and reviewing old school PSAs, because none of them from when we were growing up aged well at all.
I don't know. The one I remember still is the one with, see this? This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
Now there was even one. If you can find it, that would be cool. This is the one that makes me not want to not try crack, but actually makes me want to smoke crack.
Mm-hmm.
It's Pee Wee Herman in an anti-drug commercial saying how bad crack cocaine is. Not as Paul Ribbons, but in full character as fucking Pee Wee Herman.
I don't know, man. I don't know where some of these people come up with some of this stuff. Although I think the funniest thing ever was Sam Kinison did a whole bit on PSAs and the people doing them, and he was like,
is that the infamous hunger strike thing when he's like, just give them a fucking sandwich?
I think so, but he was also talking about the fact that Keith Richards did a Rock Against Drugs PSA.
Oh, yep, yeah, that's in that same time period. Yep.
Yeah, and he's like Keith Richards. Yeah, it was like, was it Sam Kinison or was that? It might have been Dennis Leary that did that.
It's definitely one of the two of them.
Yeah.
But I've seen that Keith Richards one, and I'm like, okay, the king of getting high is telling me not to get high.
Yeah. In fact, I know it's Dennis Leary because then the punchline was, he's like, we can't do any. He says, we can't do any drugs, Keith. You did them already. We gotta wait for you to die so we can cremate you and smoke your ashes.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is, Keith Richards is still alive, man.
You see, I know, man. That's what's weird.
He was on the.
Even the one you're talking about, the one with the, this is your brain on drugs.
Yeah.
This did not age well at all.
Keith Richards was in the Deadpool in the 90s. With all the crap he was doing, him and Nikki Sixx, we were all convinced they were going to die any day.
And you know what? They are still alive.
Yeah, but at least Nikki Sixx cleaned up his act. I don't know what Keith Richards is doing. For all I know is that dude is still blaze away. And he's, 20 years older than Nikki Sixx, probably. So.
What else do I got left on the dais?
You have a picture of you and Stormy Daniels.
Yep. Everyone, this is one of my favorite memories from Exotica 2022. She's on the guest list, and they put her on the guest list every year for New Jersey, and last year she was there but did not show up. Just when you go to Exotic, if you're going there for guests, double check. It is wrestling rules where card is subject to change. Guests are subject to cancellation on last minute. But this is my picture with Stormy Daniels. And this was just a blast. She was really sweet. I also got some of the Stormy Daniels comic books signed as well.
So what makes you a fan of Stormy Daniels? I gotta ask.
I've been a fan of hers ever since a movie of hers called that I watched on the old school Spice TV network called Space Nuts.
Man, that's going back a ways. Spice TV.
Yeah, where she played an alien queen.
Mm-hmm.
It was like her and Katie Morgan and Evan Stone. A lot of people that would like Space Nuts made a lot of people's careers. And I'm also a big fan of her erotic comic book series, Space Force.
Cool.
Which is kind of a mixture of Family Guy and Star Trek.
Okay.
Which I think is still in development hell. I thought it was going to be produced by Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, but there is no more Cartoon Network.
Really?
Or, I think, or there is, or there isn't. I have no clue anymore. I think everything got absorbed into HBO Max or whatever the fuck they're calling it now. But and then of course, just watching her real life unfold for the last 2 years.
Okay, cool.
But she was. I was expecting. It's one of these times that I was hesitant to want to meet someone for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
She was like really, really super sweet.
Cool. Yeah, it's always nice when you meet people that are celebrities and they're real people, so.
Yeah, she was like she was a real sweetheart.
That is not always the case, so.
Oh, yeah. There's a few people who I've had horrible experiences with that will not be named, and I respect them not be named on this show ever.
Yeah.
And they were mainstream A-list, actors to boot.
Yeah, there. I haven't run across a lot of those people, thankfully. So, but I have run across a few. So, it's always surprising to me when people, drank their own Kool-Aid. That's all I'm gonna say. So.
Yeah.
Very
I
cool.
actually think one of the most misunderstood celebrities I ever had the pleasure of working with was Adam West.
Yeah. I could see how that could be.
I him at a lot of conventions, and there was one convention where his handlers missed the plane, so we had him. It was just Adam for this one convention in Boston that we had him at. And he was the without his handlers, he was the coolest. Like, reminding you of your wacky, crazy old uncle person you ever hung out with.
I just think people give him a lot of crap because not everyone understands or is a fan of the 60s Batman. I mean, I'll say this. I appreciate the 60s Batman. It's not my favorite of the different Batman incarnations. But I don't hold that against Adam West at all, man. I mean, the dude's an icon. So, and he played one of the coolest cameos in Batman the Animated Series. So.
That Gray Ghost, man.
Yep, exactly.
That's another character I wish DC would, every now and then, in the Batman thing, even for a 2-second cameo, pop it in there.
Yeah. Or just throw up a poster. Like an old movie poster of the Gray Ghost or something would be cool as hell. Man, for people in the know, man, I would geek out over that shit. I would be going nuts. So.
That's just, what it is. And of course, there's more people who know him from being Mayor West on Family Guy than anything else.
Yeah.
Amazon stuff.
Well, I've seen him on some other stuff as well. I don't know, but I mean, he's always classy. I know what it is. Catman from Fairly Odd Parents. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does a voice from the Fairly Odd Parents of a character who fights against the Crimson Chin called Catman, and he's hilarious. He's absolutely hilarious in that. So
Oh yeah, and one of my other favorite cameos with Adam West is Mr. Plow. When
another
Homer's like,
one.
"Look, kids, it's Batman." And Marsh is like, "That's not the real Batman."
Yeah, he's
Just Adam West is trying to convince him that he is. And he's like, "Why doesn't Batman dance anymore?" And he can barely get his arthritic legs to work.
hey, I appreciate the Batusi, so that's always good.
Actually, Mattel made a Batman Batusi action figure, which was really sweet.
I think people that, like I said, it's not my favorite, but I appreciate it. I just don't think people that hate it understand that Batman has had many different eras, man. So the Batman that you know today was not the Batman that you knew from the 70s or from the 60s or go all the way back to the 30s. Batman has changed a lot. So over the years.
Like again, I actually rewatched those Batman serials from the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And they are the most for today's snowflake, politically correct.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that no one's tried that you can still find them unaltered.
They're pretty damn racist. That's all I'm gonna say. So.
No, actually, but they're not as bad. When you get off Google, Bugs Bunny fights.
I know what you're talking about.
The N-word for Japanese people.
Yeah. There's also one with Donald Duck does that. I mean, there's a bunch of them, man. It was like they did not pull any punches during World War II. But
no, they did not. And after watching this one bug study thing, it's every racist term for someone who's of Japanese descent you can think of all rolled in like 15 seconds.
Yeah, but they've also got all of the visual stuff going. They got it all, man. Yep. They got it all. So.
If anyone in the Awesome Sauce definitely wants to find it, type in on YouTube. It's Looney Tunes, the Censored 11 Collection.
Yeah.
Which is the infamous 11 cartoons that were banned for being way... normal for the 1940s, but by today's standards are way too racist.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. It was over the top.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we were at war, and it was like all-out propaganda, pro-war propaganda and everything, which I get, but still, it's like, in hindsight now, it's kind of like, damn.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Dave, where can the audience... once again, thank you so much for being a part of Awesome Sauce Radio.
You are most welcome, sir.
Where can the audience find you online? And what do you got coming up next?
Yeah, go check me out at Nemesis FC2 on everything. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, it's all the same. YouTube, same thing. And coming up next, I currently have one book getting drawn. Space Monkeys #1 is being drawn. And also, I've got a new comic character I'm writing the script for now. It's called Ilario, La Sombra de la Muerte, Shadow of Death. And he's a tongue-in-cheek ex-gangbanger from my hometown who fights crime here. And if you don't know about Riverside and the Inland Empire, we have a lot of it. And first issue, just a little spoiler, he's fighting a meth demon. So
that's all right. I'm sold. I'm sold. And of all your projects that you told me about in the last 2 to 3 years, I'm sold.
So yeah, this is a fun character. He's Hispanic like I am. He's got shadow powers.
Meth demon.
Yeah. So he is very, very cool. And I'm looking forward to getting this one drawn and getting it out to people. So I got that coming up.
More to come on that here on the channel. As always, everyone, you can catch me X at the Comic Pimp, Instagram at the Real Blind Adam, mini vids at Blind Adam, eBay at Blind Adam, whatnot at Comic Pimp VIP. I think eventually I'm just gonna knock everything into the real Blind Adam just so I can have all my socials look uniform and nice and all that. You can catch me next weekend, the 13th, God willing. A card subject to change. You may just have to deal with my friend Calamity Collectibles, but I'll be at the Clifton Comic Expo. And then, of course, New York Comic Con and then Exotica. Remember, you don't have sight to have a vision. It's not what happens, it's what you do about it. I love you all. Blind Adam out.
Like a pimp.